All right, Monday night in Seattle, a second straight primetime game. No Russell Wilson. We got Geno Smith back-to-back primetime games. The New Orleans Saints are on the road, 4.5-point favorites. Seattle is a plus 195 money line underdog at home. This total is at 42.5.
Look, I'm not a big trends guy, but since 1999, road favorites coming off a bye are 83, 42, and 2 against the spread. They're 97 and 37 straight up. Saints, this is a perfect spot for their matchup against the Seahawks. Seahawks, I know they had a solid performance in week 6 in their loss to the Steelers. They came back from 14-0 halftime deficit to tie the game and take it into overtime. But Geno Smith, he had an air yards of just 3.4 yards. So they're not passing the ball down the field. They're going to be relying on running the ball against the Saints defense, which is second in rush defense DVOA, 8th in rushing success rate, allowing just 43.7% of running plays to be successful this season. I've said it before. I'm pricing the loss of Russell Wilson to Geno Smith is probably one of the biggest drop-offs we'll see from a starting quarterback to a backup quarterback in the NFL. And I think it's going to rear its ugly head in this matchup. The Seahawks are still a really bad defense. They're 22nd in defensive DVOA. They benefited from a favorable schedule of opposing offenses. Outside of the Titans, Vikings, and Rams, look, the Seahawks, they opened the season against Carson Wentz and his first start with the Colts, and he didn't practice during the preseason. He just got thrown into the fire. So that was an advantage for them. Then they played a 49ers team that lost Jimmy Garoppolo mid-game and then had to turn to a rookie Trey Lance. And it's one thing to play a rookie quarterback. Look, but it's another thing to play a rookie quarterback and he's not taking snaps that week, or he's so different from your starting quarterback that you kind of have to have a totally different offense in order to actually utilize his skill set. So they got the advantage of playing Trey Lance. Then they played the Steelers with the old flabby and sick Larry Holmes status Ben Roethlisberger. And while Ben Roethlisberger didn't take advantage of this defense that's 31st in drop back success rate, I'm confident that Jameis Winston. I know Jameis Winston, he's turnover prone, but you could look at some of his games and see he can throw that rock around. Look at his game against the Washington football team. They have a bad defense. He carved them up. And I think this is a big game for Alvin Kamara, a big game for Jameis Winston. I'm taking the Saints at -4.5.
You know what's really interesting about this game? This feels like such a garbage game that is really tough to get excited for. If you go by DVOA, this is a top 10 matchup. The Saints entered the weekend number 8 in DVOA, the Seahawks number 9 in DVOA. Saints, Seahawks, here we go, playoff preview. Yeah, it doesn't feel that way. Obviously, the Seahawks number 9 DVOA, that's counting all those Russell Wilson games. So there's a bit of an asterisk on that, but it doesn't feel like a great game. It should be an interesting one. The Seahawks offense has been their strength. The Saints defense has been theirs. I think, to me, you hit the nail on the head. I agree with everything you said. Seattle's pass defense, very poor, very just open for the taking. And this is on Jameis Winston. The difference is you're betting on him. I'm betting against him because you mentioned the trends. We've talked about this as well. Jameis Winston as a favorite, 8-17-1 lifetime against the spread, 32%. So you got more than 2 out of 3 times where Jameis doesn't cover the spread. Also in those games, only 14-12 straight up. So basically, anytime you say, okay, Jameis, you're the guy, it's a coin flip. It's a coin flip on will Jameis, the favorite, come through. And that's the thing for me in this game is it's Geno Smith and it's Jameis Winston, who are 2 of the most erratic, all over the place guys. I have no idea what's going to happen in this game. Could the Seahawks win by 25? Sure. Could the Saints win 38-3 like they did in the opener against the Packers? Absolutely. Could be a blowout. Could it be a field goal game? Could it be close? You could tell me any script that came out of this game, and because Jameis and Geno are the quarterbacks, I would believe it. That everything is in play. So to me, that's the reason that I got to take the Seahawks here. It's just a numbers play. 4.5 is a lot of points. I'm going to nibble a little bit on the plus 195. I definitely don't like the Seahawks. I don't like that I keep playing them. But the numbers force me to here at plus 195. Basically, you're saying that the Seahawks only have to win this game 1 out of 3 times in order to make good on that number. And I just think, given the huge array of outcomes that could happen in this game, I just don't trust Jameis. He is the guy. Seattle's defense is open. Jameis could have a huge game. He could make me look stupid, but he can make either one of us look stupid with our money. It's a tough guy to have your money on. In our system at Action Labs, only Chad Henne and Jay Cutler are more profitable to fade when they're the favorite. So I don't think we need to say how we feel about Chad Henne and Jay Cutler, but if Jameis is in that group, I'm willing to go against him. Monday Night Football, he's 0-2 against the spread, both times as a favorite. So this is just a numbers play. It's an anything goes. Like, I used to watch a lot of wrestling growing up, and they have these sort of matches like a steel cage. The rules are out the window, and just anything goes. Guys are flying off the top rope and smashing chairs over each other's heads. That's Jameis and Geno. I don't know what's going to happen, so I'm just going to take the points, take the 2-1 that I'm getting on the money line, and just see what comes of it.